Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is official. The lesser of the two evil has now been assimilated by the greater of the evil. So now, Crunchyroll has been sold to Sony.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. Well, this has been a long time coming. Many of us have talked about the whole Crunchyroll issue, and AT&T, even before the pandemic, they were talking about how they were planning to sell Crunchyroll. You know, Crunchyroll had actually been not in the best of shape, especially seeing that as a streaming service, they had only over, 3 million subscribers, and for a streaming service, that's not very big. You've got YouTubers that have more subscribers than that. So that's extremely small for a streaming service. Now, when you look at what AT&T focused on, of course, besides them having all the massive debt and all the layoffs and divisions being cut off, of course, the Warner Discovery merger as well, you also had HBO Max is basically their big streaming service where they're just putting everything on it. Now, what they could have done, which I think would have been a smarter idea, is just put Crunchyroll on the HBO Max service, is what they could have done, and then have like a whole anime section, and people would have then subscribed to HBO Max. Would have been a smart way to do it, but of course they didn't do it. So of course they decided, hey, let's sell it to Sony, get more money that way, when in the long run they could have got more money out of anime, I'd say. But hey, just saying. So let's get into everything in terms of this. Let's take a look at this article and a couple others. So, Sony closes $1.175 billion deal to buy Crunchyroll from AT&T, because if they hadn't, well, let's be real, Crunchyroll would have just fizzled out. Crunchyroll wouldn't be a thing anymore. The company plans to create a unified anime experience as soon as possible. Okay, that right there, get ready. When I hear unified, I immediately think, because this is a company, and they're taking this and giving it to a bigger company, there's going to be layoffs. And a lot of them at that. It's official, Sony now owns both Crunchyroll and Funimation. The company's Sony Pictures division completed the $1.175 billion acquisition on Monday, and with the deal now closed, Sony Pictures CEO Tony Vinciquerra, I don't know, I probably butchered that, said the company's goal is to create a unified anime subscription experience as soon as possible, meaning they're going to swiftly start cutting jobs. Oh boy. That's bad. And then going to Sony's bad enough since they've already become extremely censor happy. That's already another problem. We've been seeing this issue with Sony in video games. We've been seeing this issue with Funimation for that matter. Like where they try to insert their own shit into, the dubs. It's terrible when they try to push all this crap. Nobody wants to listen to this woke crap, but they want to keep pushing it anyways. This is why Sony getting Crunchyroll is a bad thing. I mean, Crunchyroll, there are issues with them, don't get me wrong. But, it's the lesser of two evils, and now it's been assimilated into the Borg. So, that's already a terrible sign. So, Crunchyroll is celebrating it, though, saying, big news! Crunchyroll will continue its commitment to anime and its fans, now under Sony Funimation Global Group. Yeah, and, seeing how long Crunchyroll's gonna stay, as Crunchyroll, because it'll probably get rolled into Funimation. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Streaming Emir TV everywhere and every way fans want to experience their anime. Okay, so here's the thing. How is this any different than what it was before? What? Sony first announced it's acquiring Crunchyroll from AT&T at the end of 2020. At the time, the service said it had 3 million subscribers and over 90 million registered users across more than 200 countries. Less than a year later, Crunchyroll notes those numbers have increased to 5 million and 120 million respectively. Yeah, they were praising that. But the thing is, they've had all these years since 2006, I think was when they became an official company, because before that, I don't know, for those of you who may not know, which I remember, was when Crunchyroll was a site that you would sail the high seas for, if you know what I mean. So that's pretty sad that they've only gotten up to 5 million subscribers over all this time. That's pretty sad. But hey, the antitrust probe, when you think about it, yeah, it really did its job, right? Yeah, I think we all remember that. Yeah, no, it didn't. The reason why this didn't work was because it's not considered a monopoly, because you have Netflix that has anime, you have High Dive, you have Viz, you have other services out there that have anime on them, therefore it's not considered a monopoly. So that's why the antitrust probe failed. because of that. So, therefore, now you see that Sony has acquired, Crunchyroll. So, now it's part of the Borg. Oh, man, this is just another step for Sony to try to get their foot in the door and tell Japan how to be able to do things or not. I mean, that's not good. Crunchyroll and Funimation merger, what it means and what happens next. Now, I wanted to look into this too, because with the services now becoming one, right? Like, here's the thing. You're now going to start seeing a bunch of layoffs, and sadly, which this is not a good thing, but sadly, this is how people find out they lose their jobs. Like, this is how it happens nowadays. Sometimes you'll see these articles come out, and they won't even know that they're going to be having layoffs and lose their jobs. This happened with Warner earlier in the year, and it was pretty bad, because people didn't even know until the article came out from, I think it was Deadline, if I recall, because I talked about it. I think it was Deadline. And people were losing it, because they didn't even realize that they were going to lose their jobs until that article came out. That's pretty bad. So, now when you look at this, scrolling down further into the article, you'll have this part right here. What happens next? Sony will look to consolidate both services under one umbrella. They're probably not going to last long. Like, it's probably, because typically when that happens, it's not going to last long. Whether that involves folding Crunchyroll content into the Funimation service, which is probably going to happen, or the creation of a whole new service completely remains to be seen. Which, if I had to guess what's going to happen, Crunchyroll is probably eventually, not right away, but it's eventually probably going to get sucked up into Funimation. I think that's what's probably going to happen. Most likely it'll be the former. Worth mentioning, many major anime shows actually already stream on both Crunchyroll and Funimation. Which goes back to what they're speculating here. See, this is all speculation. But what they're speculating here is that, it's probably going to be that either A, they're going to get Crunchyroll just absorbed into Funimation, or B, they're going to create a whole new streaming service between the two, which I doubt they'll do that. I think it's going to be that Crunchyroll is going to be merged into Funimation. I think that's what's going to happen. Then they're probably going to give out deals being like, hey, look, you had a subscription to Crunchyroll. We'll give you, so much off on a Funimation subscription or something. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Now, looking further into this, the deal was probed by the U.S. Department of Justice, which we talked about the probe, which, like I said, you have other services, so, yeah, that's why that wasn't going to happen, unfortunately. The most likely immediate move would be to add additional content to Funimation, which I wouldn't doubt is going to happen. We know you may have questions. Read a statement published on Crunchyroll. Today we began the work of bringing two awesome teams together to bring you more of what you love. Thank you for your trust and support. Like I said, this is going to be bad for people at Crunchyroll, because it's going to cut people. Now, of course, there's the reaction from anime fans here, saying despite the positive spin from Crunchyroll and Funimation, there is a certain amount of anxiety among anime fans subscribed to either service. Yeah, not as much. I guarantee you, not as much as the employees over at Crunchyroll right now. I mean, they have a lot of reason to worry, because there's going to be a lot of them getting laid off. It's going to happen. This is how it works with companies. It's sad when people lose their jobs, but this is what happens. This is what happens. And, the biggest concern to me, though, with this whole thing is, you look at Sony, you look at it as a company. Well, like I said, they have gotten woke, they've gone censor happy. They're going to try to do what they can to try to push their sensibilities onto Japan. We all know this. This is what they're going to try to do. Of course, Japan's been trying to fight back, because they don't like this woke crap. And, Crunchyroll was doing damage control as well, when they had Joanne Wage saying that anime is still growing. Now, while this article was about damage control and saying, basically, please don't take our jobs from us, please don't take our jobs. Well, at the same time, the thing that really stood out to me with this article was that they were trying to say that Japan needs to change their ways to suit the West, which, that's not good. That was one thing that I really did not like seeing at all within this article, because, look, nobody wants this political garbage into anime. Nobody wants to see, woke crap be pushed into anime, but this is what they're going to try to do. Guarantee you, now that Sony's got Crunchyroll, they're going to try to push further for this, and no anime fan's going to take it. Not a single anime fan's going to tolerate it. And look, this whole thing, it's not a good sign, really. Ultimately, Sony actually getting Crunchyroll is the worst case scenario. That's my point that I'm trying to come across with here, because you're probably now going to see more woke push from Sony, which is not good, because they're going to keep trying to push their ways. And, We already know that Funimation themselves, they try to ruin dubs when they try to, translate it, or even subtitles. We know that they try to do that. That's why there's a lot of fan subs. This is going to push for more fan subs. That's what it's going to do. And more people are going to sail the high seas for their favorite series, rather than support Sony, or Funimation, or Crunchyroll. That's why this is not a good thing that's happened, but it does give way for more people to, look for anime elsewhere they want to watch, if you know what I mean. But ultimately, this is not a good thing. This is not good at all. And, Crunchyroll, they probably won't last much longer either. But anyways, let me know what you think about this entire situation down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here. And make sure you were still subscribed, because YouTube is unsubscribing people from all their favorite channels. So make sure you were still subscribed to all your favorite channels. Hit the video with a like, and also be sure to share the video on social media. Spread the word and get it out there. It's greatly appreciated, and it really helps out the channel a lot. Also, be sure to follow me on both Discord and Minds. We have a wonderful community there. Not only that, but it will keep you up to date on when the newest videos will be released, as well as any other upcoming events in the near future. So be sure to follow me on both Discord and Minds. The links are in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you. And have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.